Well, welcome back to another episode of Whitney's World podcast. I'm your host, Whitney Morgan Ward, and I am so thankful wherever you're at on this planet that you've tuned in to my 50th episode. Guys, 50. This is a milestone. If you do not know anything about podcasting, most podcasts do not make it past their third episode. I am on episode number 50. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone listening for all of your support, your love. It truly means the world to me. I have grown an insane amount from doing this podcast. This podcast, if you've been following me, was dropped into my heart January of 2023, and we are in June of 2024. So I've been on this journey, this emotional journey, this insane ride since June of 2023. So I just want to say thank you to all of you. And also I want to say thank you to me. I want to just thank myself. I am so proud of myself that I have done this. I have kept going. I've never given up, even in days where you guys have no idea how stressed and anxious and nervous I was to put something out there, to learn something and have to reteach it. But what I can say is me pushing myself through this journey has made me grow and blossom in an insane amount. Like, I look back and I wish I would have been recording like since the jump, because I already know I look completely different. And the reason I didn't record was because I just knew that I needed to take one step at a time. So, I wasn't recording video at the beginning because I knew that I needed to just take one step at a time. I needed to allow myself to express myself, and video was like way beyond anything I was capable of at that time. Thankfully, I had my brother help me set up audio. And so I originally started with audio. And then as things evolved and developed, I started video. And now I genuinely feel like I have found my passion. I'm finding my place more and more every single day that I continue on this journey, that I continue through the self-development world, that I continue on through my life's expansion, my evolution as Whitney Ward. And I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful to be sitting here right now. And I'm so thankful for everything that I've learned along the way. I'm so happy that I was able to trust myself. And even though I couldn't see the future, I didn't know why I was being called to this, why this was happening. The fact that I did it and I just pushed forward really shows you that when you have dreams and goals, no matter how big, small, wild, or insane they are, if you can just focus every single day on taking one step, just one step, and do that and devote your life to just continuing to take one step every day, you will eventually achieve your goals and your dreams, and you will grow so much as a human. And that's what we are meant to do. The big thing to remember, if you're going to jump out and do something and really try, is you can't think about what anyone else thinks. You cannot get involved in that trap, because the trap of what do other people think is real, and we don't want to think about other people. When it comes to your own self-development journey, when it comes to your own manifestations, when it comes to your soul evolving, you have to be completely and utterly obsessed with you and your goals. And all of the other people, thoughts about what they're going to think, what are your exes going to think, what are your old friends going to think, you have to literally just worry about your goals, your dreams, your desires, where you want to go. Because once you start thinking about all these other people and judgment, and that's really it, judgment. When you start to think about how others are going to judge you, you will stop doing what you want to do. And there have been many times in my process, in this journey of my podcast, that I have been really petrified about what people are going to say, what people are going to think. I really am embodying this new version of myself, this different version of myself, and elevating who I am, elevating my life, elevating this version of Whitney that I know I need to step into. And if I would have allowed myself to be trapped in the judgment of others, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be this version of myself. I am a completely different person, a completely different version than when I moved to Florida just over 2 years ago. And I kept going. I never gave into the fear of others, the worrying, the thoughts of what are other people going to think about me. All I knew was I was being called to this. I had to answer the call, and I really didn't have a choice because when I started this journey, I was super lost. Like, I was lost with myself. I was completely lost. I had no idea where I was going. I had no idea what I was doing. I was in a weird place with real estate. I was in a weird place with friendships. I was 100% lost, but my higher self knew exactly where I was going. And my higher self told me, start the podcast. And I'm like, WTF? What are you talking about? Start a podcast? Like, who am I to start a podcast? Who am I? Like, I was not this like version of myself at that time that I am now, but that felt like I could have a podcast. I was still partying. I was drinking a lot. I was still smoking a ton of weed. There were other habits in my life that I was not proud of. And I just kept going. And what's crazy is when I kept going and I kept following, I naturally started to change. I naturally started to evolve. I naturally started to desire new things. And the old Whitney, those old habits, those things that I wasn't proud of started to fade away. And it didn't happen overnight. It was months and years of this process, but it happened. And I kept trying to be the best version of myself possible. I kept pushing to be that. I kept communicating with my friends. I kept communicating with myself. I kept communicating with you guys, my journey, what I was struggling with, what I was learning, how I was evolving, changing. And it's so beautiful. And so today, I want to talk about self-concept and your self-concept. What do you see when you look in the mirror? Maybe you see beauty. Maybe you don't. Maybe you see this beautiful, beautiful version of yourself. Maybe you see the worst version of yourself that you've ever seen possible. Maybe you are high on your pedestal. Maybe you have someone else on your pedestal. Maybe you're putting someone else on your pedestal where you belong, but you have someone placed there. Now, I want to let you know, no matter where you're at in your journey, it's okay. It's literally okay, because every single day that we wake up, we have a new choice, a new decision, a new life, and we have the choice to change our life every single day that we wake up. And no matter what, I promise you, if you can just focus on one thing a day to make your self-concept change, you will change your life. So for instance, I've talked about this before, but one thing that I really started to do when I wanted to change who I was, I needed to change my self-concept. I needed to evolve into this new version of myself that I knew was coming. I started to do my makeup every day. I didn't work out every day because I couldn't. Like, I literally could not. I felt like I was melting. Like, I don't know if you've ever felt like that, but I literally felt like I was in this place in my life where I was literally melting. Like, I couldn't stand. I, kept going, and I kept pushing, and I kept listening to books, podcasts about self-development, manifestation, being your best self. I kept flooding my mind with as much goodness as I could because I knew I couldn't stay the same because I was literally crumbling. Like, my life, my identity, who I was, what I was going through. I was losing friends. I was losing relationships. I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't even have that. I didn't even have like real estate transactions going on. I was so lost. And my life felt like I was melting. And I was. And what was happening was I was shedding these parts of myself that didn't belong anymore. I was being put to the fire, literally, to transform. And we all know that diamonds do not form by just being a diamond. They are pressed and pushed, and they are under immense pressure to become a diamond. And this is what I want for you. I want you to become the diamond. You are the diamond. You are worthy and worth it. And whatever you want in life, you can have it. But don't mistake these moments where you feel like everything is crumbling, things are falling apart. You have no control over what's happening in your life. You're losing friends. Maybe you're losing your job. Maybe you are going through a really crazy breakup that you never thought would happen. These things are happening so that you can step into this new version of yourself, that you can step into the highest version of yourself. This is why it's happening. And I can tell you right now that it is scary. It's actually petrifying at times. Like, when your world starts to crumble, you don't understand. But I promise you, when you are on the spiritual journey, when you are on a self-development journey, when you are on a self-actualizing journey, you are really trying to find yourself. This is normal. This is what is meant to happen. You have to melt to be rebuilt. You have to go under this immense pressure to become the diamond, to become the version you are meant to be. So I want to really share with you that this has happened to me more times than I can count. I mean, I feel like now I'm definitely out of that finally, but it was a 2-year journey of just ups and downs, ups and downs. And I have an episode very early on ups and downs in life. And this is kind of another episode to just remind you that you're going to have ups and downs because you are shedding layers of yourself that you've been conditioned with, that you've been taught, that you've been trained for, that we were all built into this society, that we need to fit in, we need to get in line, we need to take the blue pill, and we need to behave, and we need to be like everyone else. And we are now awakening to that. And if you're listening to this, I know you're awakening to that. I know that your soul is calling you higher. Your soul is yearning for this. Your soul is trying to lead you and guide you where you need to go so that you can evolve into the highest version of yourself. And there's so much beauty and promise in this. I promise you it will happen. If you stay focused, if you keep going, if you remember every day, I just need to take one step. Every day, maybe you read one more page of the book. Maybe you listen to one more podcast. Maybe you record one more video. Maybe you write one more page. Whatever it is, maybe you make one more phone call. Whatever it is in life that you want to achieve, because we're all creators. We're all sent to this earth to create, to be creators. And you have different desires than I have. You have different pleasures than I have. We are not meant to be the same. Once you really realize that, you will start to become free. You will start to be shown things. Random people will start showing up in your world and giving you little nuggets of wisdom, giving you little keys that you are looking for. Because when you are on this journey of self-awareness and finding your true self, you are seeking. And it is written that when you seek, you will find. And when you knock, the door will be open. Personally, I was raised in the church and I walked away, I ran away, and I went into the world. And I experienced things that I would have never experienced if I wouldn't have went. And I made some bad decisions, but that's what your 20s are for. You have to put yourself out there and you have to experience life, because then you come back and it's a full circle. And though I don't go to church, I have chosen a path for me specifically that looks different than the way I was raised. I'm now realizing that there was so many truths and there's so much freedom because I had so many questions. And I have expressed, before that there was a time where I was reading my Bible a lot, and now I haven't been reading my Bible. I've been reading just more self-development books, but there is so much truth, and it is written that when you seek, you find, and God is within us. I am learning so much, and I am so thankful for every place that I've been, for every situation that I've put myself in, that I have challenged myself. I have put myself in good and bad. I don't regret any of that because it has made me who I am. It has also allowed me to relate with all types of people, and I'm so thankful for that. And I've always trusted myself to a sense, but I have not always valued myself. Like, I always trusted myself that I was going to end up where I needed to be. And I believe that that's your higher self, that's your intuition. But I didn't always value myself. For a long time, I thought I was less than. I didn't know who I was. I was finding myself. Now that I've learned so much and I've been on this journey and I open myself up to a lot of knowledge, a lot of theories, a lot of people with different beliefs and different backgrounds. And I'm thankful because I'm able to open my mind and I'm able to accept what I like and leave the rest. Because we do live in a world that has so much going on. And a lot of times we can really shut ourselves and close ourselves off because we are stubborn and we think that our way is the way and that no one else has the way and that you are the only one that has the answers. But the truth is that we are all one and we all do have the answers within us, and no one's path looks the same. Could you imagine if we really all were the same? How horrible life would be if we all wanted to have YouTube channels and be podcasters. We would have no diversity. We need people in finances. There are people that love that. We need people that are in statistics and love data and love building systems out. Like, we all are different and all have our own calling because we all help each other get to where we need to go because we are all creators. And when you can realize that you do have your own innate abilities, that you do have your own calling on your life, you are going to start to become free. But you have to open yourself up, learn, explore, try new things. If you try something and you don't like it, that's okay. At least you tried it and now you can move on. I was listening to a podcast the other day and it was saying that you should try 8 new things a month. That's a lot. If you try 8 new things a month, you are trying 96 new things a year. So let's give you some examples. I tried beach volleyball. I love it. My goal is to go 3 times a week. I tried roller skating. I love it. I'm outside in nature. I like to go at night and be there for the sunset, and it makes me smile. I literally listen to my favorite music and I just cruise and I put my pads on because I ain't trying to get hurt. And I love that. I like to try new foods. I try surfing. I no longer want to close myself off and not try new things and not open myself up to this world, because this world is absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely perfect. It's abundant. We live here. We are here for a reason. We are here for ourselves. We're here to create the highest and best version of ourselves absolutely possible. And when you can start to wrap yourself in that, that is where the freedom is. We live in a world that tells us, don't be selfish. And that doesn't make sense to me because I've lived my life in times where I wasn't selfish and it didn't make me feel good because I was giving myself away to things that I didn't necessarily want to do or be around. So, one, I want to tell you to start being selfish. Be selfish with your time. Be selfish with the friends you make. Be selfish with the things you do. Learn to say no. Learn to stand up for yourself. You don't need to be treated like you're trash. You are not trash. You are a diamond. You are literally divinity. You are a divine human being. And you are so special. Be who you want to be. I genuinely feel like it's okay. It's actually right for us to be selfish to get to where we want to go. And a lot of people will not agree. But if you look at their life and the life that you want to manifest and the life that you want to go to and the life that you want to experience, they're worlds apart. So you have to make the choice. And something else I've learned is when you are trying to create this new self-concept, you need to see yourself on your own pedestal. This is something we have not been taught. And this is something that I learned recently from a manifestation coach that I follow. This goes along the same lines of being selfish, but you are meant to be on your own pedestal. You are meant to look at yourself as divine, as divinity, as God within, therefore I am. When you can, because here's the thing, you're putting something on that pedestal. You are putting something, like your attention is upon something. So is your attention going to be upon another man? I've put men on my pedestal. I thought they were better. I thought they were greater. I thought that they were, better than me. And though they might have had, a little bit more skill than me or been more knowledgeable at certain things, when I put them on that pedestal, I came off. And when you do that and you put someone on your pedestal, you are making them an idol in your life. And we shouldn't have anyone as idols. We need to look at ourselves and realize that we are special and we are the creators of our own realities. And we are meant to be up there and be in service and to be the best version of ourselves possible. And when you start to do this and you change your perception and you look at yourself up there, your higher self, you start to shift. Your mind starts to change. You start to see the world in a glass half full instead of half empty. You start to see the world completely different. You start to realize like you can do anything and you can get to where you need to go, because if you look at everyone else in the world that's rich and successful, they're on their own pedestal. They don't see anyone else up there. They see themselves. And that's really what this whole self-concept is about. It's about you being on your pedestal and raising yourself and raising your vibration and raising who you are, changing habits, shedding parts of yourself that no longer belong, evolving, moving up, believing in yourself more, knowing that you can get that promotion, you can get that position. It doesn't matter if you're not qualified. Once you start to build yourself up and raise yourself up, your world starts to change. And that is literally a secret. Like, that is what they don't want us to know. They don't want us to feel confident, to feel like we are meant to have what we want, but we are. You can do meditations and guided meditations with things like this, like just seeing your highest self, seeing your self rise up, embodying this version of yourself that you want, that you know is there. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be listening to this. If you didn't believe that your life is meant for something more, for something greater, for something better, you wouldn't be listening to this. You'd be listening to something else. But you know inside that there is something more and greater. And the way to get there is to put yourself back on that pedestal and do not think or care about what other people say. And I can tell you right now that my life is like shifting. Like, there's a lot shifting in my life. There's a lot going on. There's a lot happening. I am definitely stepping into a new version of myself. And it has taken me, like I said, just over 2 years, but this new version is happening because I've been very selfish with my time, my energy, the things I want, not doing things I don't want to do anymore, not opening myself up to people that I don't think I need to be open to anymore. I have so much freedom and peace. It's really cool to now be in this place where I really don't care what people think because I know where I'm going. I can see my future more and more every day. I feel like I'm getting more clarity. And also a lot of this, I feel like really my quantum leap has happened and is happening in these past 3 weeks, because today has been 3 weeks since I haven't drank alcohol. And to some people, that's nothing. But for me in my industry, what I do, and also, I enjoy a cocktail. It was really hard for me to make that shift, but I felt this calling. I felt my higher self like preparing me for this. And then once I turned 31, I was like, yep, that's it. I got to do this. I got to take a break. I don't know why. I'm not sure. I just felt called. And my life has really shifted. I'm getting so many ideas. I'm about to rearrange my entire house to open myself up for new possibilities and to shift the energy around. I just got this idea, and I just feel like I have to follow these callings, these things inside. When I get these ideas, I feel like I have to answer them. And every time I do, I answer these calls and I do these things that I feel inside of me, I feel like my life shifts. I get more clarity. I get a new opportunity. I get a new real estate transaction easily. Like I become more aligned, more magnetic because I'm listening, because I'm making changes, because I'm deciding that if I want to keep moving, I got to keep moving. I can't stay the same. I can't stand still. I have to keep going. I have to step up. I have to keep transforming, keep changing, keep following these feelings. Literally, as I do, my life just continues to get better and better and better. But I'm shifting, I'm changing, I'm making conscious decisions to keep going, to keep evolving, to not worry about what anyone else thinks, to not worry about the external, to just focus on the internal, to just focus on where is Whitney going? What do I want? And when I do focus on those things, I get new ideas, new opportunities. Blessings come my way because I am stepping in to the new version of myself. I am stepping into the highest version of myself. I'm getting new business ideas. I'm getting new ideas of how to make my podcast better. I'm getting ideas of how to make my YouTube channel stronger. I'm getting ideas of what should I be recording? How can I transform my message? How can I help people? How can I be in service? I'm getting like inundated with just information, and it's all for my best and highest self to be in service so I can help other women, so I can show you like, this is what I have done. And my life went from here to here in the matter of 2 years. And 2 years seems like so much, but it's not. It's the blink of an eye. And if you can just get 2 years of melting your life down to find your true self, You have the rest of your life. Your world opens up. You have new opportunities. You find yourself, your purpose, your calling. And that is so amazing. And that is what has happened for me. And it all comes down to self-concept and how do I see myself and how do I want to see myself? And I want to see myself as the highest and best version of me, because when I do, I will have so much more to give. I will have so much more to help. And then also my life is a testament. We all have testimonies. We all have a life testament, but you have a choice. Your testimony is that you stayed the same and you overcame some things and you had a good life and blah, 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 or I transformed. I went through a metamorphosis. I was the caterpillar in the cocoon, in complete mush, not knowing or understanding that I was going to become a butterfly, and then you break free and become the butterfly. And that's what I want to inspire you today. That's what I want you to know, that you can do it, because I've done it and you can do it. And you're meant to do this. We've all been conditioned. We've all been taught. We've all come, unless you're not in America, but in America, in the Western world, we've all been trained the same. And it's our choice to break out of that, to believe that we are creators, that we are the I am, the divinity within, to imagine a new life, to use our imagination to build a better future for ourselves, for our children, for the world. It starts with us. It starts with our self-concept. How do I see myself? And when you can see yourself at a higher and better version, and you take one step every day to achieve that, you will be in service of others. You will be an example. You will be able to tell people, like, this is what I did, and you can do it too. And we will change the world, and we will have a much happier society. And we can teach the young in the way that they should go, and not continue on with this cycle of depression and people being trapped and not living their best lives. We need to live our best lives. We need to change our self-concept. We need to change our identity to be the best version of ourselves possible. So that is episode number 50. I hope that this resonated with you. If this resonated with you, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please comment below if you've felt this, if you're feeling this, if you resonate with this. I definitely feel like my purpose and my messaging is for women, 20s, 30s, 40s. That is my audience. I really want to help you. I want to see you transform. I want to see you live your best life. And Whitney's world is all about empowering you to thrive. That is genuinely my heart. That is genuinely now where my message is going. All things manifestation, thriving in life, self-concept, self-development. You are meant for this life. You are meant to be of service and to serve and to love yourself, and therefore love others. You cannot love others until you love yourself. So we need to love ourselves. And that is my message. And that is my hope for you. If you love this, please let me know. I would love to hear from you guys. And as always, 5, 6, 7, 8, let's go.
Take me, undress me. I think I can make you glow. Take me, undress me. I think I journey to the end. I see your universe collide from deep within. Let me take your stars and rearrange it grand. Under lights I see the detail of your skin. Slowly while you drift, I hear you call, I'll be on time, I won't forget. She told me let me hold your heart, I got a test. She grabbed my hand and take the breath out of my chest. Take me, undress me, I think I can make you glow. Take me, undress me, I think I can make you glow.
One at a time, she slowly reclined. I'm tracing the skin, she poking ideas of love in my mind till I find a rhyme, a reason to float. Under her wing, she handed me hope. I don't think I know, but I may go grab it. Not feeling the havoc of panic from damages under my soul. She tell me let go. I wanna know all your fears in the depths of the links of your soul. How deep do it coast? Where does it end? At the bottom of worlds I ain't been to before. I think we should go. I told her hold on, we boarding the journey, most can't take the toll. There's no turning back here, so grab on my waist. Feel the pain of my walk in my shoes as it call. I hope that you know I wrote you a love song, but I don't do singing, so I call it rose. Renee laid a vocal to take you to space. Now we painting a picture of love with a stroke and musical notes. I want you to feel my emotions while serenaded from the ghost. Now that you hold all my thoughts, let me lay you back. Take your mind down to the dark that I know.